Okay, let me get this set up really quick. Trying to find a good copyright-free song. Hopefully I can find one. Actually, I like this one. I don't know why I always pick the same ones, but I do. Gonna have to accept it. Okay, so what are we doing today? It's not gonna be a coding intensive stream. I usually don't stream on the weekdays because I just never find the time, but I guess right now it's an exception. So what I want to do is go through this game design document I created. Because this is actually what I'm going to be working off of, and whenever I get new ideas, I'm probably going to create a section on here. So we can definitely make this a PC port. I don't know why I put it all in caps. I don't know why I always start my streams weird. Hold on, let me go use the bathroom. I'll be right back. Alright, should be back. Should be back. That's the keyword. My light's off. Hold on. Okay, I should probably create a be right back graphic. I'll do that eventually. Okay, so let's see what we got here. So this is my game design document. I don't know if this is the best name for it. Well, we'll stick with it for now. It might, this is subject to change. This is the overview. We already established what it was, top-down 2D roguelike shooter. You're more than welcome to read this on your own. Put this on my YouTube channel. And actually, you know what I'll do is I'll just create clips of these, so I'll give you like a 5-second start to read this. Okay. A genre. It's a top-down 2D roguelike shooter. So everything here is pretty straightforward. The new thing here is the randomly generate power-ups spawn during gameplay to aid the player, such as health packs, weapon upgrades, temporary shields, etc. Okay, so the one thing I really want to highlight here is the story. So you wake up as a mutant and you escape from a clandestine laboratory, finding themselves thrust into a world overrun by automatons and chaos. As the game progresses, the player unravels the mystery surrounding their own origin and state of the world. The protagonist's journey. The player begins their journey as a fugitive on a run from their captors, fighting off waves of robotic adversaries sent to recapture them. Discovery through environmental storytelling. And remnants of old world players gradually uncover the truth on their mutation and catastrophic events that they have befallen society. Revelation. As the player delves deeper into the heart of the laboratory's secrets, they uncover shocking revelations about the experiments conducted on a mutant sinister agenda, driven by the rise of automatons. Consequences along the way, the players may encounter allies, enemies, and moral developments shape their understanding of the world and their place in it. The choices they make influence the outcome of the journey and fate of those they encounter. The story unfolds organically as the player progresses through the game, offering narrative layers that add depths of immersion to the roguelike shooter experience. So the way I'm envisioning this is just like BioShock. You know how BioShock has you do a bunch of moral to immoral things? Both the BioShock, like BioShock's 1 and 2, I'm not talking about Infinite, but 1 and 2, they have you make questionable decisions that determine, like, essentially it's a moral dilemma is what I'm trying to say here. So that's kind of what I'm going with here. And I'll be honest with you, I really like George R. R. Martin's style, but I don't think I could ever write like him for the life of me. And this is where generative AI really shines, ChatGPT in particular. So this is actually the prologue text. What I'll do is the prologue text. It's not really a plot summary. Okay, so let's see. Where shadows dance by the ruins, a lone figure emerges. By the way, this takes place in New York City. That's the great civilization. A lone figure emerges from the depths of a forsaken laboratory amidst a flickering glow of light. Mutant forged in a crucible of forbidden science makes free from the shackles of creativity. In the wake of catalysm events, right? Mutants venture forth, a reluctant harbinger. With every step, they are haunted by visions of the past and darkness. So this definitely sounds like George R. R. Martin's writing style, doesn't it? I don't know, can I like use his writing style without getting a cease and desist letter? Like, what do you guys think? The wake of a cataclysm events and rise of the mutants venture forth. Okay, so we already read that. The echoes of their footsteps resound through the desolation. The mutants marking the quest for truth. There's knowledge and redemption. For in the world of shadows and secrets, where alliances shift like sand and betrayals cut deeper than steel, only bold and cunning shall carve their own destiny amid the chaos of apocalypse. Thus, the stage is set, and the game will survive where the line between friend and foe blurs, and only certainty. Okay, I do like this. That was a pretty good attempt. I'll say so myself. I'll continue working on this in the background. So this will the way I envision this plot here, this part here, is between the start scene. So when you start a new game, you're gonna get a Star Wars like text. It's gonna come like one after another. So you're gonna see the first paragraph here, and then you're you're gonna have the choice to nav. I don't know if I want to do like, okay, give the player the choice to like hit a button and they go to the next text, or it just stays here. I'm not sure exactly like where or how this would be envisioned. But I'm guessing what I could do is put all this in one panel, then it shifts to another panel, shifts to another. This will all be its own scene, basically. You know. Hold on, let me just check my text message. I don't really care. Honestly, this is like ancient. Okay, it doesn't really matter. So this will be its own text, this will be its own text, this will be its own text, this will be its own panel, this will be its own panel. So pretty much all this stuff here, I think this is a good start. Might have to add a few lines, but right, I don't know what kind of music I'm going to use, but we'll figure that out later. So, you know. I don't really know if I want to do procedural generation, because I guess it could work in some extent, but I prefer to handcraft my worlds. You know, but who cares? We're just having fun here. I feel like I can be way more productive when I stream, so I'm just going to live stream the entire game being developed. Even if it is technically my first game, I'm sort of breaking the conventional wisdom that you should never make your game super complex, but I've already built simple games. I just never published them. But coming up with simple games it's a cakewalk. It's a dime a dozen. You know what I mean? I don't know if but I want to do something more complex. This isn't necessarily an RPG, but I guess it could be, right? Who knows? I need to find an acid pack for automaton enemies that just spawn out of nowhere. Hopefully I can reach out to one of my friends who does art. Or put a job ad on Fiverr. Or, you know, if you're watching this in the future, if you're good with pixel art, just reach out to me and we can work out some sort of deal. I don't want anything too crazy, so, you know. And it has to work with the art style I currently have. Well, let me open up Unity. I'll show you what I have so far. And, there we go. Recreate it from scratch, I guess. No, I don't have to recreate. Most of this is just like me waiting for Unity to load. Who knows how long that'll take. But yeah, you get the gist of what I'm trying to do here. By the way, shout out to Panda Beats. They have a copyright-free playlist that I can actually use on here without getting muted. So if you can actually hear the music, that means I'm not muted and I don't have any copyrights. So that's a big plus. Okay, this should be loaded by now. Let me check. Okay, so the pixel art I want is, and this, by the way, feels like a perfect theme for a laboratory, does it not? I mean, let me actually show you. I don't know what I should name my Hey, how's it going? Long time no see. I feel like you've watched a couple of my videos before. I don't stream every day. I know that sounds kind of terrible, but you know, I don't really have a consistent schedule, but you know. So yeah, this is what I'm wanted to go over. And by the way, I just wanted to like do a short segment here. And I'm just like going through the game design document. So let's start from the top here. Actually, I don't know. This is meant to go on my YouTube channel, but all this stuff here is pretty straightforward. This just describes the art style. The audio will be heavy metal. It doesn't exactly, I didn't exactly get that right. I'll have to re-prompt it here. Yeah, this is for my game. Absolutely. This is 100% for my game. I just, I was working on this offline, or off stream rather. It's not really offline. And the idea here is to create a more cohesive, coherent plan. Instead of just randomly adding things here and there, I'll actually have like a more structured approach to develop my game, if that actually makes sense. By the way, the prologue text, I actually wrote this, well, I didn't write it, ChatGPT did, but I asked it to display this just the way George R.R. Martin would. If you don't know who George R.R. Martin is, he's the author of Game of Thrones. And I really like the Game of Thrones series. I'm a big fan, and I do like the art. Elden Ring, by the way, George R.R. Martin wrote the storyline for that. I think he wrote some of the dialogue too. And honestly, I was like, I want this in my game. I thought this was very compelling and didn't really feel like a game, Elden Ring. When I read some of the dialogue, I was like, this is just like Game of Thrones. Like, it almost feels like I'm playing a Game of Thrones game, but Elden Ring is nothing like Game of Thrones. You know. But knowing that George R.R. Martin was involved in the development really is something else. It's one of the reasons I also got into game development, because I was like, you can create, if you have somebody like that on your writing team, man, the story is going to be lived through the ages, basically. I want this to be more like BioShock. That's sort of set in a post-apocalyptic New York City. You know how Prototype takes place in New York City, but it takes place in the midst of civilization and everything's trying to kill you? It's kind of like that, in a sense. But a pixel art game. So does this look like a laboratory? Because that's kind of like the design I'm going... If it does, then yeah, that's exactly what the design is here. I actually read through this early. I don't really want it to be procedural generation, so that's one thing I'm gonna have to like change. So this is not going to be procedurally generated. I'm trying to find a way to do like edit. Here it is. Oh, no, I don't want that. Let's see. They used to be able to do cross-out text. Procedural generation is really hard. It is, yeah, it is. And which is why I'm kind of veering away from that. And also, I mean, I could figure it out. It's not because it's hard, it's because it doesn't, like, it doesn't, you know, Starfield apparently was procedurally generated, and by the way, it felt super bland. You know, it felt super dry, especially for 2D. Yeah, exactly. But the thing is, I prefer handcrafting because it actually makes makes it more personal. It is more work, handcrafting, but in a sense, it's like where am I going with this? Handcrafting is, yeah, it just makes it more authentic, because you know somebody is behind designing the levels and stuff, you know. I don't know where I was going with that. Yeah, so if you or somebody you know is good with pixel art, definitely send them my way. I have an Instagram which I use the messenger for, so it should be linked on my channel. And I also have a YouTube channel. I don't know if I want to link my email address. I'm still kind of on the fence there. You know. But yeah, definitely like contact me for that. Also, sound engineering is important too. Oh, yeah, well, I mean, I'm not either, honestly. That's like one area I struggle with, which is why I use assets. There's no shame in using assets. Yeah, same here. I mean, it's not like I absolutely cannot do art, but it's just not my strength. Yeah, I find myself way more productive when I'm in the realm of like the technical stuff, like engineering, like yeah, programming. Yeah, because I went to school for CS, so and I work as a software engineer, so that's where my strengths lie, if that makes sense. Speaking of work, I have to start getting ready. But yeah, so this will be on my channel for a while. If you feel like I'm scrolling way too fast, just like pause this if you're watching the recording. And you know, when will I'll probably do another stream early in the morning tomorrow. If I actually am disciplined enough to get up early, we'll see what happens. You know. So yeah. Fear Titan 00 was nice meeting you, dude. It was nice, or I mean, it was nice. It was nice to see you again. I know you were here before. And yeah, if you you know, I'll see you tomorrow morning. If I'm not gonna make any hard promises, because every time I say that, I never actually follow through. So we'll see what happens. But yeah. I'm going to be working on this document more. I feel like it's so easy to get lost in the prologue stuff, but I don't know. I still have to figure out how to do like fading between UIs in Unity, so we're gonna probably look into that tomorrow, do some research on the fading between panels. It's gonna go in its own scene, so it's the way I'm thinking about going about this. I'm gonna heavily rely on Gen AI for that, you know, so that might be a bit controversial to some, but you know what? Let's be real. I don't think I would have figured out the transition between controller and keyboard if it weren't for ChatGPT. So props to ChatGPT for that. Yeah. So in any event, I'll see you guys later, and yeah, if you're watching this in the future, if you're watching this, okay, I'll say this, if you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe button. I really want to grow my channel. And if you're watching this on Twitch, don't forget to follow me if you're not already, and check out my YouTube channel, and you know, check out my Instagram. They're linked in the about section. Right, I'll see you guys later. Peace out.